Josh Mahoney, the footy operations boss of the Melbourne Football Club, has been good enough to join us. And it's despite all of that, Josh, that's bedeviling your senior coach at the moment. It was a pretty good day for the footy club yesterday.
Yeah, it was. Thanks, Tim, Andy, and Hutto. Yeah, it was a good day for the footy club. In the end, Jack Watts had a decision to make. He had some options to go to other clubs, and it's great that he's committed to the footy club for the next 3 years, and we see a lot of upside in what Jack has been able to do, and particularly in the second half of the year, showed some really good signs. What
does he need to do, Josh? He mentioned the fact that Paul Roos had spoken to him about perhaps spending some time in the midfield. What does he need to do from a training perspective to get himself in the kind of position where he can play some midfield footy?
I think with each pre-season, his running has got better and better. He's got targets that he has to get to, and that has been improving. So he's been working on targets in the gym as well. So physically, he's now got to the stage where he now has got an AFL body. He's been in the system now for 5 or 6 years, and now he's mentally knows what he has to do to be an AFL footballer. It's all seemed to be coming together for the second half of this season. And hopefully with under Paul Roos' coaching, they can just get better and better.
Josh, what is the situation with the Stuart Dew application? Roosy said last night that Stuart had applied, but that Sydney, because he's still in contract, won't let him. Is that the status at the moment?
Well, with this process, what we've said all along is that we're taking off-field phone calls from people who are interested in the role, and Stuart, like a number of other coaches, rang me, expressed his interest in the role. We then go and speak as a group if we want to then talk to the person that's rung. We obviously want to speak to Stuart Dew. He's a candidate we'd like to speak to. And at the moment, the Swans are blocking that, and that's their right to do that. We have had other coaches go through the process who have been in contract. We've contacted their clubs, and their clubs are obviously very happy to let them go through.
What's the contractual status with Cole Sylvia?
So Cole he's been offered a deal from us. We're obviously very keen to keep Cole. He's got all the information from us. He's got a deal on the table. He's overseas at the moment. He's taking his time, and we hopefully will get a decision in the not-too-distant future.
Is he? Are you led to believe that they're out kicking other tyres, whether he'll entertain ideas at other clubs?
Well, I'm sure he's a free agent, Tim, and he's going to have options to go to other clubs. As I said, we think he's going to be a key player for us in the midfield. He's now played over 150 games. He's been in the club for a long time. I think he can really help our young guys coming through. He's got a deal there, but he's obviously got a decision to make.
Any interest in Heathshaw, Josh?
Well, yeah, interesting that now that what Heath has said and the Collingwood Footy Club have said in recent days, like every club, we meet daily in list management and we go through it, and Heathshaw's name has been brought up, and obviously he's a very good player and he'd make our team a lot better. So we'll certainly look at opportunity to get Heath.
Is it from the draft picks you've got, Josh? Is everything on the table?
Yes, yeah, we're comfortable with our playing list. But from a youth perspective, we've got a number of people who are very young into their careers. Played 1 or 2 seasons, or under. Majority of our team have played under 50 games. So even with pick 2 at this stage, we're speaking to clubs and saying that for the right deal, that pick 2 is definitely on the table.
And the structure in terms of your appointment there. Will Paul Roos be under you, or will he report directly to Peter Jackson, the CEO of the club?
Yeah, so Paul directly reports to Peter. So Paul and I, we have a dotted line across each other, and it's very clear that his role is to work with the coaches and got responsibility for the coaching group, and for the rest of the area in list management, player welfare and administration, medical, fitness falls under me.
I just want to say congratulations. I reckon it's a great story for Melbourne, for football. Because when Josh, I think most people thought that when all this changes were going to be made, that someone who's still fairly young in the job would get the flick and they'd bring in someone from outside. And obviously Roosy's appointments changed that a little bit, but Josh is obviously impressed enough with his work, and the raps are really good. So well done, Josh. It's fantastic that you've been appointed to the position.
Yeah, thanks, Hutto. It's been probably a 15-week job interview. It's been a long time, and it's been hard for a lot of people at the footy club. There's been a lot of uncertainty, and we'd like to hopefully get over that in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and we can all move forward. We all know there's a big challenge ahead, but a lot of clubs have had to come from the bottom to get to the top, and I think the 2 grand finalists this week there's no better examples with Freo and Hawthorn where they were 7 or 8 years ago. So there's a lot of examples of clubs that can turn it around if you make a lot of good decisions, and that's what we're certainly hoping to do.
Good luck, mate. Thanks for coming on the show.
Good on you guys. Thanks for that.
Josh Mahoney, the new footy operations boss of the Melbourne Football Club.